All right, it's time to create our featured screen. So you guys know the drill by now. Let's go ahead and minimize the Photoshop window and open up our screenshots folder. And let's grab the featured.png and go ahead and open with Adobe Photoshop. Now at this point you guys are starting to get the hang of how we're doing this, and I'm going to encourage you to watch at least this last screen before you go on and attempt to make these screens by yourself, and I do recommend that you do that. I am going to continue to make them and provide you guys with that content just so you know exactly how I do it. And if you want to just follow along the whole time, you can do that. If you'd like to go ahead and give it a try yourself and then come back and watch those videos, that's something you can try too. But I do want you to make all 8 of these screenshots that I have saved as both a PSD with each individual layer, and then save it as a JPEG. Now the first thing we're going to do with our new screen is we're going to create that top bar. It's a little bit different. It's still green, but you'll notice that it's a little bit lighter if you switch back and forth. So we're going to reuse the top navigation bar that we used for our login page. And we're going to come down here in our layers and we're going to grab we're going to grab status bar. While holding shift, we're going to grab background. So make sure you have status bar, battery, top bar, and background all selected. And if you ever need to select layers that are have other layers in between, you can hold control and pick and choose which layers you want. But I just need the status bar through the background, and I'm going to grab those right now. And we're going to do what we've been doing, drag all of those into our new into the featured.png, and we're just going to use this. Great, so now we have that shell that we've already created. We just need to change a couple things. One would be this Udemy logo is now text and there's a centered title. Let's go ahead and unlock the background layer and let's call it reference because it's going to serve as our reference as it has before. And we're going to drag it to the top. That way we can hide it and show it so we can compare. Now let's grab our eyedropper tool or our color tool and get this green color really quickly and go ahead and Control C, Command C, and copy that color. Really quickly we can go ahead and exit out of these other 2 files. We no longer need them. And I've already saved that. There, so now we have a clean slate, just the document that we're working on. So let's go ahead and minimize this, and we want to change the color of the top bar to this new green. So let's go ahead and open that up. We'll find our background layer and we're going to double click it, and we're going to come down here to cover overlay and let's paste that light green that we just found. There we go. Great. Okay, now the second step will be to hide this Udemy logo. And as opposed to hide it, let's actually go ahead and delete it. We're not going to need it again. And we don't need to get confused, you know, when we're scrolling through here and we see that it's hidden. So delete the logo layer just by clicking delete. Okay, and now we have our browse course. So if we open up our reference real quick, we can see that there's categories on the left side that is the exact same as our browse course. So let's change the browse course really quickly to categories. Great. And let's grab our move tool and shift move this all the way to the left. There we go. Now all we have to do is add the featured in the center of this. So let's hide this once again. We'll grab our text tool and we'll drag this out. There we go. And let's type featured. And my color's already selected to white, which is what we want. Okay. Now that's way too small. Let's go ahead and highlight this and make it, let's try 65 pixels. That looks perfect. And let's give this a weight of regular. Make it a little bit thicker. It looks, if you look at the reference, yeah, it's a lot thicker. So let's just go ahead and move this down to the center. Perfect, there we go. So we have just easily recreated the navigation bar that we're going to be using. Really quickly, let's go ahead and save this file. And we're going to save as, and let's just go ahead and save this to our desktop. Sorry. We'll save this to the desktop, and I'm going to save this as a Photoshop document, and we're going to call this template. So this way, instead of dragging these layers over and over again every time we do this, we can use this as a template, open it up, and work from that. So we'll save this to our desktop, and this will make life easier down the road. Okay, there we go, and we'll continue to edit it and make it the featured page that we want.